Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. What I got for you today is a review of the new Kaideng K100. It's a folding quadcopter, as you can see here, in the shape of a car or some type of futuristic aircraft design. I have never seen one kind of looking like that. But interesting looking little quadcopter. Let's go over it. I'll put the controller down for now. As I mentioned, it is a folding quadcopter, and also, as you can see here, it has an protruding antenna, which tells you right away that this is also an FPV flyer. And here is its camera. Let's go over the camera real quick. Notice that it has a downward slant. You can't move it up or down. You know, it looked like, I thought you could move it up or down, but it is, well, I'll show you. Let's pop the top here. This top detent here prevents it from moving up or down, so you really can't move it up or down. Here's its battery. It's got a pretty big battery inside of it that pops out. I don't know the milliamp per hour here. I'll put it on the screen right here what the milliamp per hour is, but you remove it and you recharge it via this little charging port right here. So it can't be removed, and if this becomes popular, additional spare batteries will be made available for it. But again, the top's open so you can get in there. And notice that it popped. I just popped open the folding arms. I didn't show you how these arms pop open, so I'll do that next here. Let's close up the folding arms. But this switch right here, you notice this little switch here? This is your on-off switch when you hold it down, but also when you press it like so, it pops open the arms. So the folding quadcopter unfolds. The idea is to make this very compact as possible, to throw into your pocket and take it with you. Okay, that is the quadcopter itself. Let you look at it from around the front and back. It's got I believe this is a light on the back here. It lights up bright to show you the back end of the quadcopter, but that again is the design of it. Now it looks like there was plans of putting a micro USB or SD card slot here, but this is a Wi-Fi flyer, and this SD card slot is inoperative. They haven't put anything in there. So let's go over the controller right now. The controller for this, now if this was a photo version without the Wi-Fi, this button here would activate the camera for photo and video. If that SD card slot was working, then this was not the Wi-Fi version. And it has automatic takeoff and land button, which you press here. And the flip button is the throttle stick. You push into it, and that tells it which direction to flip, or tells it to go into flip, and you tell it which direction to flip by moving the pitch roll stick. And the rates are adjusted beginner, intermediate, expert by pressing the right stick, the pitch roll stick. And headless, it does have headless mode and one key return, which you activate by pressing this button here, headless mode, and one key return by this button here. And these are roll trim buttons, and these are pitch trim buttons here. Now, this Kaideng says this is a prototype controller, and they were planning to change the controller shape in the near future. So you might not get a controller that looks like this, but they said the button functions will remain the same in the same locations. So keep that in mind, folks, that this part of the review is not, it might still be a value, because again, these button functions will be the same, just a different shape of the controller. So let's go into the flight of the K100 and see how it performs. Hope you enjoy this flight. Okay, let's set this up. Set up the the K100. First, we press this button here to open up the arms. Make sure they all open up, and then we hold down the button for about 3 seconds to turn on the transmitter, or turn on the quadcopter. And we verify we got a red light there on the back of the quadcopter that it tells us that the quadcopter has power. And also make sure that this front door is closed down, because I just charged this battery. And we turn on the transmitter and bind it to the quadcopter up and down, and the light goes steady. Now, I go to my Wi-Fi settings and make sure we are connected. We are connected to the KDE. And breaking out of Wi-Fi settings and opening Pantone My app. And at the same time, I want to start screen recording this on my NVIDIA. Recording start. We hit My Drone. And again, this can be controlled via the app if you want, as you can see here on this screen. But we are going to be controlling it with this entirely. I prefer to use the controller if a controller is provided, because it gives you much more precise control over the quadcopter. And we're going to start recording by pressing the record button, and we should be good to go. So let's get in the air first off by hitting the takeoff land button to start the motors. And the motors are started. and giving it throttle to take off. Stable little quadcopter, a little bit of a right drift. Let's see if I can counter that. There we go. A little too much right drift. Okay, but that'll be good right there. Nice, stable little quadcopter. Okay, let's go to a higher rate. And try a flip. Go to higher rate. And try the flip coming by here. It's actually a very nice little flyer. Okay, now let's try out its camera. Again, its camera is pointed downward. So let's go over here. I'm going to go around here and then point the camera toward me. Am I showing up? Yeah, I am. Got to go a little bit higher. But as you can see, it has a downward pointed camera. So using this for FPV purposes or ground video purpose, you know, you're going to be pointing at the ground quite a bit. Okay, it doesn't show very much horizon. But what I had flown this previously, and what I like about it is a darn good flyer. It really is. And first off, we haven't tried the headless mode. Headless mode going that way, back, left, going out, and pressing one key return, trying one key return, and here it comes back. Going back out again. I'm going to demonstrate one key return one more time. Out about there, one key return, and here it comes back. It comes back pretty fast too on that one key return, so be careful. Okay, let's see if we can come out of headless mode. No. Doesn't want to come out of headless mode, folks. So with that in mind, let's land it. I'm going to press the land button, take off land button, put it over the pad and press land. And because of that, not wanting to come out of headless mode, first off, let me save the recording we got so far. Recording is saved. We are going to turn the quadcopter off and on again, folks. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to reset that headless mode. For some reason, this quadcopter, once you put it in headless mode, it stays in headless mode. So keep that in mind, folks. If you're going to use headless mode, use it throughout the entire flight. And binding it, we are bound to the transmitter. Do we have signal yet? Let me double check. Yes, we do. I see we have signal on the screen, FPV screen. Hitting record one more time. And for the remainder of the flight, let's try its acrobatics or its maneuverability. Going to a higher rate. It is a maneuverable little toy quadcopter. How about funnels? Let's bring it in closer so you see those funnels. So, you know, because of the downward pointed camera, folks, I recommend this. You know, as an FPV flyer, I don't know, you know, because you're going to see a lot of ground with it. But as a maneuverable little toy quadcopter with altitude hold, it is good. It's actually a good flyer. All I'm doing is hitting the flip button, getting some speed up, hitting the flip button and telling it to flip. So let's bring it in real close this time. Let it slide in here so you see it. And come down here too. Neat little quadcopter, huh? Man, I'm actually having fun with this one. Get some speed up here. Coming down a little lower here too. So, K100 from Kaideng. Again, more of a sport quadcopter, less of a FPV flyer, although it has a camera, it can do it. Okay, we're getting low in power now. Although, you know, it has the ability to record FPV, I wouldn't recommend it. And actually, let me hit the stop the record button here, make sure I got whatever recording we did get, and bring it back here. Okay, so our light should, yeah, our light is blinking on the back here, folks. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's telling us we are low in power. So we have a warning that we're on LVC right now, so for the remainder of the flight, we'll fly it and see what happens. Will it drop, or will it land itself on low battery warning? We are going to find out. A little sport flyer. Let's get see if I can get a thumbnail too. A good thumbnail. Still in the air. It gives you plenty of warning, don't it? On LVC. And I think that's it. There we go. So it lands itself. Gracefully lands itself on low battery. So that's the K100, folks. I kind of like it. I like it as a sport flyer. I don't know about it being a, you know, FPV flyer because of its downward pointed camera, but all in all, I kind of like it. So Quadcopter 101, signing out.